Nothing makes us more mad than when somebody that we love and appreciate doesn't value us. And as a result, we want to make sure they suffer. Right. Usually, when you're in that state of mind, you've gone way too deep and you better get the fuck out because you're about to commit a crime. But that happens very often. It's actually very normal for us to stay with people who don't value us, for us to stay with people who hurt us. And we all secretly want them to feel the pain that they've inflicted on us. We see this a lot in children when parents hurt their kids, and kids when they grow up, when the parents are old, they start to get revenge on the elder parent, right? We all secretly have that aggressive desire to hurt those who don't value us. So today we're going to be talking about what hurts them without going to prison, right? What can you do to make them feel what you felt without having to go to the state penitentiary, people? Yeah, that's right. So we're going to be talking about that. And look, man, at the end of the day, if you're in this place, you're already far too deep. It's best to move on and it's best to start meditating. But I understand people get petty. People annoy you. People intentionally hurt you on purpose, consciously. And because of that, we want revenge, but we don't want to go to prison. So how do we do it? Well, guess what? Everyone has an ego. All right. Everybody has an ego. And because of that, everyone has a vulnerable spot. And we're going to be talking about those vulnerabilities in this video today. Okay. And if you guys want to work with me one on one, go to mindfulattraction.org. And there you'll be able to work with me one on one, book a one on one phone call with me. And there you'll be able to talk to me, tell me about your situation, and I'll give you guys my advice on that. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's begin with the video. So look, the first thing that you have to understand is that the pain, the pain that you feel about them not valuing you has this very simple name. It's called low self-esteem. Okay. The pain that you experience when somebody pushes you away and you want them back, it's just called low self-esteem. But if you expose yourself to that feeling long enough, it becomes ingrained and imprinted into your personality trait. And you develop creepy, needy habits that stays with you for life. So it's important that if you're in that situation, you gotta leave as soon as possible because habits are developed when you're traumatized. Unconscious habits are developed when we are in pain and we're desperate. Okay, so you have to be careful when you're with people who put you in this type of mindset, right? And so remember that. And the problem with this is that this makes you dumb as a rock. Because what happens is that you stop thinking rationally because you're in pain. And as a result, you start to lower your value to gain validation. And this lowering of the value, like I said, is like a crackhead. I want so much crack, I'm willing to sell you my baby. Right? Like that you get what I'm saying? And so the pain of the low self-esteem is so intense that you rather give up your humanity just to get that hit. You're more looking for stimulation and true connection, right? And this makes you pretty dumb and you become easily manipulated to a lot of people, right? So, how do you combat that? Outside of just walking the fuck away, how do you combat that if you're hard headed? Well, very simple, right? The thing that hurts people the most when you feel like they don't value you is very simple. Your indifference is what makes a difference. Oh my God, Father Alex can't spell, right? Your indifference is what makes the difference. And this is the thing, okay? This only works when the person that you're talking to is more so about their ego. Okay, some people are disconnected from themselves, and as a result, they're tethered to their ego. Right? When it's all about ego, you could get them to come back to you, but they'll never stay with you because it's the person's soul, their spirit, their humanity is the only thing that's capable of loving another human being. The darkness in people, the anger, the ego is what manipulates, is what's unable to love, and usually it's a defense mechanism, right? So you got to be careful, right? If you're dealing with a narcissist, psychopathic person, they're only with you because of the image that you give them. I'm only with you because you're hot. Those people, you can never fully keep them interested long term. You could only keep them interested short term through little jabs and stabs, metaphorically, okay, for the Bronx people. So indifference. And this comes down to developing meditation. Okay. I'm gonna just say that once and that's it. Okay. I'm not gonna force you guys to meditate. And if you guys want to meditate with me, join a Patreon and there you'll be able to meditate with me once a week. We didn't meditate last week, but this week, tomorrow, we're doing a meditation at 7 a.m. on Zoom. If you guys want to join, just become part of the Patreon. Or if you ever worked with me one-on-one, just message me and I'll send you a link to the Zoom. Okay. So remember that $5 a month. All right. So look, the first thing is that being happy and successful is what hurts somebody who you're with, right? Somebody who doesn't value you. And the reason why is this. They don't truly love you, okay? You're an extension of themselves. And as a result, if you become happy, they lose control over you. So you becoming happy doesn't make them like you more. What it does is that it just hurts their ego. And what they'll do is confuse love for you for their ego. That's a problem. These people can never love you, right? Like they can never love you. So the only thing you can do is give them the illusion of you love me back. Right? So being happy and successful hurts them because they're not the source of the happiness. Bitch, why are you happy without me? Right? Listen, Alexa. It's all about learning how to be happy without other people. Those who love you for you will be happy when you're happy. Those who only love you because of themselves will be miserable in your happiness, will be miserable at you finding somebody else. If somebody truly loves you, man, they'll want you to find someone, even if it's not them. And even if you find that in yourself, if you find you can't be happy because your ex found another guy, your ex found another girl, it's not because you're unhappy because you really don't love them. It's just your ego. You're disconnected from yourself, and because of that, you don't know whether or not you love someone. This is actually true, man. The next thing is when they can't hurt you no more. Listen, Jennifer, all right? When they can't hurt you no more, it signifies to them that they lost power over you. It really does. It shows to them that they have no control over you. Emily, learning for you to communicate that you have no power over me is one of the best ways to prevent manipulators. And usually you could do that, honestly, by just going slow. Just going slow, Avery. Going slow, Quintisha, is all you need. Because by going slow, it shows them that your affection can't speed me up. Your affection can't make me to make mistakes. I'm going to go at my own pace. All right? That's the first thing. Because manipulators try to speed you up. Right, Alex? So the next one, zero contact. Manipulators thrive on power. They thrive on physical proximity. People are able to manipulate you much better in person than on Zoom. So whenever you stop contacting them, you got to realize, man, they thrive off of your pain. They thrive off of it. Even if they love you, the fact that they're not connected with themselves, they can never truly be happy when you're happy. Right? So going no contact removes the source of their happiness, removes their play toy. And that allows you to think more clearly, to clear your mind from the fog of love, from the fog of war. And this will make somebody who only loves you to hurt you apoplectic. It might get them to go to therapy. You got to realize, man, when toxic people can't hurt you, it hurts them, right? So you got to go no contact. This will cause them to start inflicting pain on their own selves. Since they can't manipulate you, they'll start attacking their own selves, right? Narcissistic people, psychopathic people, people who are the worst of the worst, when they're alone, they can't handle being alone because they realize they live with an enemy. The next thing, and this is like, it makes sense, being happy with someone else, right? Being happy with someone else. This means that it's all about them. If you can't be happy with me, you can't be happy with no one else. And that is a sign of someone that is only there to treat others as objects, right? If you learn to walk away and find somebody else that makes you remotely happy, let me tell you something, man. People who don't value you, they'll start valuing you. It's like because they don't know what they truly like. They can only go with by what other people want. They don't like the things that they like. They don't like it and appreciate it because it comes from their heart. They do it because other people like it. They do it because they're in competition with somebody else. They'll kiss you only when they see somebody else kissing their girl. All right. They'll give you a gift only to compete with the other person. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people actually are like this. Like a lot of people are not in relationships for love. They're in it to shut everyone the fuck up. They're in it to compete. They're in it to show off their friends. That's not how things work. All right. Listen, Hillary. It's all about learning how to find happiness from within. When people know that you don't need them for happiness, it offends them. They make you miserable because they know that if they make you miserable, they can equally make you happy. And that is a power game for people, right? Remember, absence is to those who don't value you. You don't tolerate the presence of somebody who don't value you with your presence. Because like I said, it's gonna lower your self-esteem. Right? It's gonna lower and this emotional memory trace of not being valued will recreate those events in your mind, recreate those situations. It's crazy how low self-esteem has a way of repeating itself, repeating the same events in our lives, even if we're not aware of it. Where maybe you had an absent father, and because of that trauma, you sort of recreate that same situation when you're alone, when you're an adult. So how do you fix this? If you've already been a victim of this, how do you get out of that? It's very simple. Be alone and be less tolerant of BS. Learning to be alone will heal you, but you got to learn how to be alone the right way. You can't just be alone because you're pissed off out of anger. You got to be alone from a place of, I need to sit down with myself and give myself the love that they're not giving me. And stop regulating and exporting self love onto other people. And start being responsible for your own love and your own appreciation. Right. And you do that by sitting and suffering a bit, being lonely, crying a bit, feeling that depression, feeling those and having those negative and toxic thoughts and just letting them pass through you without resisting. And this is why meditation is how you do this. Because the only reason you tolerate this from people is because you don't know how to feel good on your own. So it's better to just be abused and be not loved, but at least keep up the act. At least I look happy to other people. At least my ego can say, at least I have someone for Valentine's Day. That's you're taking the breadcrumbs, man. You're an emotional crackhead, and you got to wake up to that reality. A lot of people that we're with, they don't really love us, man. They don't. It's just that nowadays, man, people are just so disconnected from themselves. They don't even know if they truly love someone. They're in so much pain. They're so numb on the inside. They don't know if it's love or ego. Is it that I'm lonely or is it that I really love them? As soon as you get happy, a lot of people just leave the person that they're with because they were only with them because they were unhappy. That's not fair. But that happens often, man. That happens often. All right. Anyways, remember, low self-esteem is what makes you dumb as a rock because it lowers your decision making. Your indifference is what makes a difference, right? You gotta, and indifference is not something that you fake. You learn to sit and observe your thoughts with indifference. Just observe them. Observe your thoughts, observe emotions without reacting. And that would translate over into your normal life, right? Being happy and successful hurts them. Going slow hurts them. No contact hurts them. Being happy with someone else hurts them, right? Absence hurts them. What I'm trying to tell you is that to truly hurt them, you got to get the fuck out. All right. And if you want to hurt them and stay with them, you're part of the problem, boo boo. You're in that ego love. You don't really love them. If you don't know if you love them, then that means you got to observe yourself and get to know yourself. God, religion, I don't give a fuck, but develop that self love. I prefer that you imagine that God loves you and receive that love more than trying to look for love like a beggar in humans. Learn to find love from the spiritual. And all of a sudden, people would literally start loving you more, man. Seriously. Anyways, if you guys want to learn about this, check out my courses. I'm gonna give you guys a little commercial about my courses where you guys can purchase them all in one go or purchase them individually. All right. See you guys later. Bye bye.
If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys can check out my other courses that are more in-depth and more profound, such as the Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a course for women who are single, Natural Chemistry, which is a self-help course on women on how to build your how to embrace their masculine energy, how to embrace their feminine energy, Natural Chemistry, which is a course for women who are in relationships, Charisma Blueprint, which is a course on how to build charisma, Emotional Mastery, which is a course on how to become emotionally resilient. It's pretty much I teach you what I use to manifest my current life, to be honest with you. And you could purchase them all by joining the Mindful Attraction University, where you could purchase all of my courses. Usually all of my courses are $99. If you purchase all of them, you could get, I believe is $3.99. You could purchase them all. And there you'll be able to get access. And if you don't like the course, you guys can get a refund from Father Alex. Father Alex doesn't scam his subscribers. Father Alex is here to help. So if you guys feel like this video helped, trust me, you will like the course, because it's very rarely that the courses that you purchase from me don't work for that, whatever you're trying to. A lot of people purchase Natural Chemistry to improve their relationships with their partners, and it works. There's plenty of testimony. Just go to the website, Psychological Game of Attraction. If you're single and you apply that course, you won't be single for long, right? I'm telling you, if you're somebody who's overly masculine or you have too much feminine energy, check out the Feminine Woman. It'll teach you how to balance it so that you could have that sensation where you're feminine, but there's strength emanating from you. Right? I mean, too many women have that feminine energy, but it emanates as weakness. I'm here to teach you guys how to use your masculine so that you could strengthen and show that feminine energy without really looking way too masculine or way too feminine. And that allows you to have that beautiful balance that men respect, but also find attractive, right? So you can purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care.